Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Carol. I'm an author, a healer, a fairy whisperer, and a gatekeeper. And I work with Morgan, the Sisters of Avalon, and fairies and dragons and unicorns. And today I've been asked to bring forth a message from King Arthur himself. And as many of you know, I've worked with King Arthur, Morgan, Merlin, Guinevere for many, many years. I've written a whole book series called Morgan of Avalon, based on information that they've brought through to me, which, I feel like I've channeled and then brought through to those people who read the books. And I've been traveling a lot. I think most of you were aware of my virtual Maid Marian performance that actually required me to travel from where I was staying in Anahata to another location about 5 hours away. And now I'm traveling yet again for another performance of a different show. So I've been all over the place. And as I've been traveling, King Arthur, or Arthur as I call him, has come through with some really magnificent information for all of us. So I should begin by saying, I'm giving this message to all of you right now, but it's for me as well. So the first thing as I was traveling, when Arthur appeared, it was about embracing courage. And that's what he wants us to call this particular video. And we're all in such challenging times right now. Some of us are sailing through the challenges, very much on a fifth dimensional plane. But it is still challenging, no matter who you are or where you're at. There are things happening in everyone's personal lives during ascension that truly force us to look at ourselves and whether or not we're meeting those challenges with courage. And so this is what Arthur was approaching me with, and he did it in a variety of ways, which I love it when the guides do this. And they're, not just Arthur, but everyone is asking me to show you how these messages come through sometimes. It's not necessarily Arthur in your head saying blah, 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 blah. It is symbols and animal guides and things like that. And most of my guides do communicate to me through nature and animals, simply because of the work I do. I'm so connected to the Fae, to nature itself. And so during my travels, I would see things like flocks of turkeys. Now, turkeys represent blessings. And if indeed, you are embracing them, they would be coming towards you. But these turkeys were actually walking away. And this was a message, not only for me, but for all of us, that the blessings are here at hand. But it is up to us to actually embrace them and take them in. And sometimes this involves, exhibiting a high level of courage. And once again, here's Arthur coming through with this. I'll explain why Arthur is synonymous with courage very shortly. But I'm trying to think of some of the other ones. Right now my mind is all over the place. But there were multiple instances like this in my travels where it was just so clear what the message was and what I was supposed to be doing with it. So they wanted me to share, how our messages can come through, the animals. And many of you are aware of this, but some of you might be new to that and you might be thinking, okay, an animal did something really unusual around me the other day and maybe that means something. I guarantee you it does. Animals are all spiritual beings and they have divine purposes, and part of that is to teach us, teach other animals as well. But they're here to help humans during the ascension, just as we are here to assist them as well. Now, they want me to take a moment and just kind of talk about Arthur and why he is synonymous with courage. So many of you may have heard of King Arthur before, but you don't necessarily know, other than he created something called Camelot, and there was a round table with knights. And this, I have to preface this because every time I speak about Arthur, I do have people from other channels come on and say, that's not Arthur. Well, this is Arthur as he appears to me. Okay, so Arthur, in my understanding, basically came into power during a time in the Dark Ages where so many people questioned the validity of him claiming the title king, simply because, many considered him what we would call a bastard. And as a result, he would therefore have no, true right to ascend to a post of being high king. However, because the divine was involved with this, and you had, of course, Merlin the Archmage as well, and you also had a galactic sword gifted to him, Excalibur, you had all these different things working with Arthur so that he could come forward and do his divine purpose work on this earth plane. And that was something very, very difficult because he was trying to unite the British Isles. And, anyone that knows the history of the British Isles would tell you, why would you even attempt such a thing? So it's a tough and tricky thing. And, according to what I've been given, he was able to do that for a time period. His life was the span of about 40 plus years, which back in that time period, most people didn't live very long. But once again, it's my understanding that he had additional work to do on the earth plane, but wasn't able to do it. He was kind of intercepted during that point. But he was able to create Camelot. He was, this is what they call a utopia back in that time period that was open to people, not only of the kingdom, but also, across the world that could travel there. Utopia of peace, of justice, meaning all beings had a right to be heard. And it was a really good example of unity consciousness, Arthur is saying right now, back in that time period. So what I'm trying to convey, there were so many people that were bound and determined that Arthur was not going to take his divine place as ruler. And they really, he went through 12 battles to become High King. 12. That's no easy task. He had the divine behind him, but he had to exhibit a great deal of courage. And Avalon is saying Avalon was behind him as well. All right. And then once he was in power, yet again, there were multitudes of people trying to pull him out of power, even though he had created Camelot, even though he had, initiated the Knights of the Round Table, which was a gathering of men, of course, and I do understand what that meant. The Divine Feminine was not often present, but I'm going to give you 2 instances where the Divine Feminine was present. But these knights would literally gather. The High King would sit on the same level as them, and they would hear basically anyone that came forward with a query, with a problem or a challenge, and they would offer a group unity, multitude of answers to those problems. Now, right now, Avalon is coming through and wanting me to clarify that at times Guinevere, the High Queen, would be present at the round table. Also, at times, Morgan, as Lady of Avalon, would be there representing Avalon as well. And then there is Kundry, the Grail Maiden, not messenger, maiden. And she was the one that literally came forth and told the knights and the High King, and Merlin as well, about the quest for the Holy Grail and set them out on that path. And then she guided the 3 Grail Knights that actually achieved it as well. All right, so that gives you a bit of background on what I'm saying. But now we're in the full moon phase, and it's the full moon in Aries. And Aries is a very powerful energy, as you know, that goes with courage, hand in hand. So I know this is why Arthur wanted to come through and let you know that each and every one of you, no matter what you're traversing right now, has that fire within you of the red dragon and of King Arthur, and you have the ability to navigate through all instances of whatever is before you with courage. And we're going to do a meditation very shortly. He's saying an empowerment with Arthur and the red dragon to really work this this courage and basically empower it within ourselves. All right. So what he would like us to do right now, no, Morgan is coming in too. Okay. Morgan is saying because of the full moon power right now, we are going to bring both sun and moon together. This is going to be very powerful. So I want you to get yourself feet flat on the floor. My back is basically being embraced by a beautiful tree right now. And we are calling in Morgan, the Sisters of Avalon, Arthur, who is here with us. We're going to call in Merlin as well. And I would like to call in all Fire Fae, including Jinn. Right now, the wind is picking up, so Geralda and the Air Fairies. We'll just call in all the kingdoms. Gob and the Earth Fairies, Nixa and the Water Fairies as well. Wow. Okay, we have a woodpecker who's chuckling with us. They're saying, keep this light. It's very powerful. Keep it light and powerful. All right, so Morgan is going to take us right now, she says, to Avalon. Take her hand and realize you're being escorted by Morgan and Arthur. The best place to do this is on the tour, so we're coming out on the tour. And stand right in the center of the circle. I know the yew tree is there, but just right about that area. Now, right now, Jinn and the Fire Fae, from wherever you are located on the earth plane right now, they are opening up the sun so that you have a beautiful ray of sunlight, just a strong beam coming down upon you. And let that come down through your crown and through all your chakra points of your body. Now Morgan is doing the same thing with the moon. And allow her to go to work. And she is opening up the full moon in Aries. She is talking about how this is a power day that literally, once again, propels you forward. So if there is something that you are traversing, the woodpecker is showing us to keep pecking through it. Do you hear that? How magnificent. Thank you for guiding us. There it goes again. And whatever you're traversing, realize that the full moon is bringing it to the highlight, to be highlighted right now. And literally, with this moon and sun together, we are going to move through it, and with sailing through with flying colors. All right. Now you should feel the moon and the sun coming down upon you. The winds of the air fae are swirling around you as well. The fires of the fire fae. And you can feel the energy coming up from the earth and water. For me, it is not nearby, but I am feeling it down the hill from me and conscious of it as well. Now, what Arthur is doing as he steps forward is asking you to open your body right now so that the solar plexus chakra, this is directly below your heart center, between your heart and your belly button roughly, so that this area is wide open to receive. And Arthur is coming forward with the red dragon. The red dragon is going to breathe on this area. Remember, dragon's breath is transformative. It is not, unless required, it will not burn you, and the burning will be of a kind that you can tolerate. So if you already welcome the red dragon and Arthur as they are moving to the solar plexus region, and literally the red dragon is breathing on it, and Arthur is activating it right now with the solar energies coming through. I'm watching him take and scoop up a mass of sunlight and literally placing it in your solar plexus. And I'm seeing that sunlight move from left, slowly across your solar plexus, to your right. Now the red dragon is breathing against this area once again. And this can manifest as a cool, cleansing breath, a fiery, passionate breath, transformative breath. All right. Now Arthur is coming through with a mantra. We also have a dog coming through. I don't know if you can hear. Dog guide, that is for protection. So if any of you are feeling like you need protection at this time in your life, the dog guide is there for you as well. Here comes Arthur now. I am passionate courage in action. My thoughts are courageous in all aspect, in all light. My courage knows no bounds, no limits. My courage flows through me so that it is open to help and uplift others to engage their courage as well. My courage is magnetic, and it draws to me everything I need to succeed in all my endeavors. My courage is sheer power, and it helps me achieve every goal. My courage navigates all the twists and turns life offers me, and helps me illuminate them and see them as blessings, as moments of divine wisdom that I incorporate into me. I am courage. I am passionate action for good. I am light. I share the light of courage with all, now and forevermore. Feel into that. Thank you, Arthur. You want to take some deep breaths right now. I'm seeing a circle of purple blue lights around us. These are the lights of Avalon. They're very much the colors of my coat. We have a black squirrel coming forward to us as well. This is balanced grounding in action. All right, what they want me to do now is once again have you stand in the full illumination of the sun streaming down on you and the full illumination of the full moon as well. Both energies are the balanced grounding of the black squirrel, they are saying. They will help you through all instances and all needs, all challenges. You may feel yourself starting to vibrate with this energy coming through. I know I am. And if, as the week unfolds further and further, as we go into the weekend, you find yourself challenged, they would like you, Arthur, the Red Dragon, Morgan, to come back to this video or simply revisit this ritual in your mind and play it over and over to keep that courage strong and vital within you. Thank you once again to Arthur, Morgan, sisters, Merlin. We had so many animal guides, the black squirrel, the woodpeckers. I just heard the crows. So many animal guides coming through. And thank you to all the fairies, Gobin the earth fairies, Nixon the water fairies, Peralta the air fairies, and Jin and the fire fairies. And thank you as well for tuning in. I hope this ritual was helpful to you. And just please know that I love you, I honor you, I bless you. And I'm sending you so much love and compassion for everything that we are all navigating at this time. We've got this. We are courage. We are light. Sending you love and fairy blessings until next time, dear ones.